Love that intro. Good morning, Memento. What's up, everybody?
What's happening, guys? What's happening? Coffee time? What's everybody doing?
Every cup of coffee. You ready for a riveting chat about
I know, right?
team?
I need a new coffee cup, dude. I think it's time to.
Oh no, you don't. That's classic, man. That's like just like
it is classic. My lighting's off today, guys. Okay, like no, it is classic. It's been around. Oh man, it's one of the. It's not even a Yeti. It's like the Arctic, but it's got these dents in the bottom. I mean, dude, lost the top. And it actually sweats now, which is the unfortunate thing. These things aren't supposed to sweat because I do iced coffee all the time. So, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh man, you know, we got some really interesting stuff that we want to talk to you guys about today because we don't have a guest today. So Anthony and I are just going to shoot the breeze, and we're going to talk about something that we're really, really, really freaking passionate about, man.
Very passionate.
Very passionate. I mean, like if you could pick one topic and said, Anthony, Dustin, what topic do you guys share that is like the ultimate passion for your real estate business? And this is what it would be.
No, for sure, man. It's been an interesting week of learning and growing and building, and that's something that you guys, you know, if you've been keeping up with us at all, we're building, you know, and what we're building is a team, okay, and we're in the process of really, I wouldn't say figuring it out, but I mean, there's been many challenges, especially the operation that we're building, being that it's global, and we're doing a network of agents, so you know, and we did change it up, but we're not formally what you call. We're not a very traditional real estate team. We decided to go a network, but we do want to talk to you guys about building a team, okay? Because we have had a lot of experience with this. We've done it at very high levels. So today, you know, with great time, okay? Let me front run this. Great time to ask some great questions. You got two people who have done this at a crazy high level.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So let's encourage you guys. Let's have some questions, comments, good mornings, things like that. This is very, very interactive this morning. But you know what? It's building a team it's I don't know. It's one of the most fulfilling things that I've ever done. Is building a team of salespeople. I've been doing this for 20 years now, so building sales teams is my jam. But it's the I don't know. I think it's the epitome of being able to take what you know right now in real estate and amplify it, and to leverage your time and your energy and the dollars that you're spending with other people, right? So, like the thing that I love about team the most is that when you align a group of people and you point everybody in the same direction, everybody's working together towards a singular goal and a united mission. Man, it is absolutely, it's the most powerful thing in the universe. Now imagine now you have an agenda, you have a goal, you have a mission for you in your personal life. And the only way to get there is to help other people succeed, right? And if you can do that, if you can just focus on helping other people become, you know, better agents, sell more homes, less time, more efficient, get their time back, right? Build up wealth, build up multiple income streams, all those different aspects of building a team. If you can really focus on them, all the stuff that you want in your life is a byproduct.
It is. It's one of the more challenging yet rewarding things I've done. And I say that about real estate all the time. It's like, I've had some really interesting jobs, you know, from waiting tables at a restaurant called Arno's, which is like this 5-star high dining, crazy big. It's actually one of the biggest restaurants in the entire country. It could seat the most people at one time, you know, to like stacking boxes at warehouses and doing different things like that. Real estate in general has been one of the more challenging, and I say it's more of a mental challenge than a physical, obviously, you know, but it can be physically demanding too. I know them days when I was going, you know, 6 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night, but team building has really been a challenge, but the reward is amazing. The leverage that you can build, the lifestyle you can maintain, and you know, again, what I love about doing it is helping other people grow, helping other people see their success. Yeah. You know, like just one of our guys this morning having a conversation with him about a limiting belief, you know, and so helping people get over that hurdle is huge. And that's the big game changer. So now people are going, well, you know, if I do want to start a team, what do I do next? What does it look like for me?
You know what? It's interesting because I literally just finished recording a course in February during the Mega Momentum Challenge. On building a team, like 8 hours of course material on doing that, and we covered what do you do first, and But before you even cover what you do first, like talking about limiting beliefs, who should be running a team? Who should run a team? And the paradigm that we're able to break right now, it's actually so amazing, and it's disruptive at the same time. But the paradigm, think back in the 1950s to the 1980s. When did you start building a team? When did you start building a brokerage? You used to be like a 10-year veteran, and I've got all this experience, and I know what I'm doing, all this stuff, and then I'm going to build a team. And that's 10 to 20 years, the pinnacle of their career is to build a team or build a brokerage, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And today we really have to talk about this, because it's no longer the case. You don't need to have 20 years of experience. I built my first brokerage in real estate in less than a year of starting with my license. I partnered up with a broker. We opened up a brokerage, a boutique brand, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sales every single year, like $350 million in sales every single year, 63 agents, crazy. But that was a year. And people were asking me all the time, it's like, whoa, like you're building a team already? You're building a brokerage out of nowhere and you just got licensed? I'm like, wow. You know what? Talk about limiting beliefs, right? Who should be building a team? And another one, and let's talk about that, but another one is, do you have to be a top performer in order for you to actually build a team and leverage your license into a business? And the answer is hell no.
Nope. That is exactly. I mean, people ask all the time, or should I build a team? Can I build a team? When I build a team?
Yeah,
that's the difference between a brokerage, being a broker, and being a team leader, guys. Yeah. Is that as a team leader, your support, depending on the company you're affiliated with, is huge. I mean, just say you're a new agent. I see it all the time. I see agents who sold 10 homes in the last year, and all of a sudden they're opening up their own brokerage. Look, nothing wrong with that. If that's your jam, do it, rock it out, go for it. But I'll tell you, as an agent who sold 10 homes and you're interested in starting a team, yes, I think there's certain stages you have to hit. I do believe that. There's certain hires you have to hit. However, being a team leader within a great brokerage, the leverage is amazing. I mean, you look at, that's why Keller Williams pretty much created the model of teams, Before Keller Williams kind of really forefronted to push that concept into place, there wasn't a lot of real estate teams because everybody would go as a single agent and their next step was a brokerage. Now, when you have team leader support, broker support, admin support, I mean, guys, to start a team, honestly, the cost is minimal.
It's nothing.
You're affiliated with a brokerage. Now, go do your research and open up your own brokerage. And the cool part about a team versus a brokerage, responsibility.
Guys, I've done every role in a brokerage, and I built one from absolute nothing and built it into a massive success story. And if you ask me, Dustin, would you do it again? I would say, hell no. I'm sitting in the middle of the brokerage. I'm the CEO of the company, and we're rocking sales like crazy, growing like crazy. And I have this epiphany. I'm like, it's way more profitable to run a team. It's so much more profitable and less headache time to run a team than it is to open your own brokerage. Like, think about this. Like, we're part of the same company. We're both on splits, right? We're running a team. We're team leaders. We're both on splits, right?
Yep.
But here's the thing. We're on 16K cap. So we're paying $16,000 to our company, right? But do you know what we're getting back? We're getting back all the operations, all the risk management, all the legal, all of the administration, all of the branding, all the stuff that I used to have to do, and I didn't get paid for it. A lot of people look at it and say, okay, I'm going to run a team or I'm going to run my own brokerage. I get 100%. You don't get 100%. What are you, crazy? You don't get 100%.
Like 100% of your time. Okay.
100% of your time. No, it's 110% of your time. That thing.
Right.
Married to that thing. But you know what? It's more about 16,000. Okay, let me describe it to a different way. I used to spend about $500,000 to $600,000 a year to run my operation. Okay, $500,000 to $600,000 a year. Do you know how much it costs me right now? $16,000. That's it.
That's it.
16,000. That's it. And a couple little bells and whistles, and that's about it. And on top of that, I've eliminated all those costs with other revenue streams, right? Called the pure profit system. That's what we do in our network, right? It doesn't cost. It won't cost anything if you run a team properly. It cost me a couple of grand to rebuild my team last year. You know what I mean? Like, that was it. The barrier to entry is very, very low, is what I'm saying.
The interesting part, guys, I tell you, when we talk about team building and team growth, we're not talking about you going out hiring hundreds of agents, okay? That's not what we're talking about. I'll tell you, I've had very successful people who were the agent, the only single agent, but yet you know what their team consisted of? 3 full-time admin staff that really helped them push to that next level. Because yes, there's leverage with companies, and look, you don't need to. That's where I'll tell you 100% of the fail factor in people building a team is they instantly start getting buyer agents. All of a sudden, they round up all these agents because they have this big limiting or this big belief that the more agents I have, the more business I'm going to do. Absolutely wrong step. Okay. Again, I want to reiterate. I know agents that did 30 to 40 million in volume as a single agent with 2 admin staff. So these team models can go a different way.
They can. You know what's interesting? Because you and I are going to have some very interesting conversations. I have the opposite point of view. That's a very Keller Williams kind of esque, training and indoctrination right there. And, what I've learned is that if you select the right individuals and you train them up properly, you actually don't need an admin until your business forces you to hire one. So there's a couple of different ways to go about doing this, and I hate expenses, man. Like, trust me, like when you're looking at $500,000 a year burn, you're looking at every single month as I got to make $50,000 to $60,000 this month in revenue for my company just to be able to open doors, not including profit. It starts to eat at your soul a little bit, man. Like seriously, it's tough, right? It's a lot of, I wouldn't call it stress, but it's a responsibility. You've got all these people who are paying mortgages and they're paying their car payments and everything else, and they're relying on you to keep the doors open, right?
But just to break that down a little more, I mean, you're exactly right, guys. That's what I mean when I say, teams can be multiple ways. There are people like who have systems and have the platforms and have the experience in place that could just launch and let agents go. It's kind of what we're doing in our network, but also too, these agents that
doing that.
What's that?
You got to have a little experience doing that.
You do, and that's what I mean by that, guys. Because look, I've been to all these multi phases. I've been where I was just a single agent. I've been where I was a team just with 2 agents. I've been with a team with 20 agents. I've been a team with 3 admins, 2 agents. It has all varied and dependent on, and that's what I meant when saying that. No way is perfect. No way. Like I can't tell you.
It's the Keller Williams blood coming out in you. That's all.
Oh, absolutely. But I'll tell you, I recommend that for a single agent who wants to take it to 20, 30 million. Don't go hire a bunch of agents right off the bat. Get yourself that, get some it's experience. I mean, to be honest with you, you grow, you learn as you grow. And look, if you mess up, the cool part, you can start over. I've restarted team over and over multiple single times. And now the way that Dustin and I have built our network of agents, this way is pretty much life-changing. I mean, it's definitely innovative. We're doing something very different. But I'll tell you, this is not just all of a sudden we threw shit against a wall and said, hey, Dustin, it's going to work. And him and I have been hours of discussing, debating this on the exact tactic we're going to use.
That's right. Well, this is, you gain a lot of experience, right? Like there's over the years, like I ran that brokerage for 8 years, and now being able to bring everything to the table, like you look at let's like you're shopping in the grocery store, right? And you're walking down the aisle and you got the can of soup over here and you got this. So you got, lead generation over here and you got branding over here and systems and listing appointment over here. And you put all these, your attraction systems, your training systems, your motivations, your meetings, all the different moving parts that you put into a team environment. You throw all that shit in the shopping cart, right? Yep. But what I've learned and what you have learned is you don't need most of it. You actually don't need, you only need half of the stuff that you think that you need. And most of the stuff that you think that you need or that you think that your agents want is a misnomer. It's not actually true. It's feature creep and costs you money and time as opposed to keeping things nice and tight and simple and high level value, right?
Right.
So there's such an interesting paradigm shift that's happening in teams right now.
Yeah, it is. Well, technology is changing that, man. That's the really interesting part. Technology has really changed the way the game has been played. I mean, for example, Dustin and I are affiliated with eXp Realty. I'll tell you, the opportunity we have with the leverage of the company is something completely different. It's how we run our business different than most traditional teams. The reason we call it a network is because we're expanded across pretty much the globe at this point. But that technology allows us to really leverage our power to help a lot of people, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, it's a model thing too. The technology is definitely allowing us to be able to build globally. If you guys are just catching on right now, we got a couple of new people that just joined on. Just comment in, just pop in a comment, and we'll answer any questions, and we'll chat about it and say good morning and all that kind of good stuff. And we're talking teams, but the technology has really opened the gate, it opened the door for us to be able to, I'm in Tulum running a global real estate brand, right? Like love the lifestyle that you can build around your business now. And that's real freedom. We can talk about that later, but the business model itself, where you've got, when you're running a team, like put yourself into a business standpoint, right? Put yourself in a mindset of a business owner, not as a licensee, not as a real estate owner, homes. Take that hat off and put it aside. Okay. Now you're an entrepreneur. Now you're running a business. Now you have income and expenses. Now you have workflows and systems. You have brands, and you have all these different things that you need to operate, right? And one of the things that I really love, and we're not plugging our company or anything like that, but there's a reason why we chose to build our global network of real estate professionals inside this company, because it's a platform. And when you got to think about this. You are the team. You are the brand. What you bring to the table, that's what people are buying. That's what people are joining. They're joining you, right? You're the leader. You've got direction. You have vision. And 98% of the population, they want to follow somebody. So if you're going in the direction that it aligns with them and you can bring people with you, then perfect. Now, that's why people are joining you. But the reason why you join a brokerage as a team leader is to plug their systems, technology, business model, growth mechanisms, scalability into your business. It's a platform that you plug in. It's not a company that you join and become, hey, I'm part of this and this is what I do. It's more about what is the best resource that you can tap into that's going to give you and your people the very best opportunity in the shortest amount of time.
It's true. And intention's important, guys. I mean, look, I wouldn't build or do these teams or would have done any of this if I didn't have the proper intention. The intention was truly to help others. The interesting part about being a team leader, I can tell you, is that a lot of times people don't even recognize their own potential, and you get very frustrated. I've done this for years. Like, I would lose sleep at night because agent A, B, and C was like just not trying, not doing what they need to do to be successful.
And they're sleeping like a baby, and you're sitting here going, like,
"You're right." And I'm like, "How?" I'm like, "This person hasn't closed the home." Right, they haven't closed the home in 2-3 months. Like, what the shit's going on? And as a leader, you're that's very deflating for you. I'll tell you, a lot of lessons learned with being a team leader on mega producing teams is when those agents are struggling. You can't detach yourself. I mean, it's like it's one of those really hard things to let go. But I'll never forget a guy that years ago, because I've had a lot of mentors and a lot of great conversations, a lot of mastermind sessions, and he said, Anthony, he goes, if they thought like you and ran as hard as you, they maybe wouldn't, be with you. Okay. And that was really something for me to kind of break down and understand, because I was always pushing. I'll tell you, if you're looking to be a team leader, make sure you have great question skills, if that makes sense, because you need to ask people. Because I'll tell people all the time, I would ask them, what's a lot of money to you? Because $100,000 to me may not mean the same $100,000 to you. And I'll tell you, that's a big struggle I've had was being, I guess, complacent enough with the success and the growth of the agents within their range. Now, I'll tell you, if you've been in a room with me, you know how I am. I go hard. We're always wanting to pump. More. However, you gotta make sure that could be one of the biggest, I guess, say, humps to hurdle in team building.
Well, actually, you say it's the biggest challenge, but I think it's the biggest skill set. Like, honestly, anytime you face a challenge, it's an opportunity waiting to happen. And the biggest challenge you're going to find when you're running a team is yourself. You are the biggest challenge, because you're the linchpin. You're the keystone. Without you, that thing falls apart. Without you applying energy, all of a sudden, all these people become disparate and they go like this because they all have different agendas. It's what you are the glue, right? So You are the culture. You're the environment. You like, and it's a big responsibility. But
It is big.
You can systematize processes. You can replace yourself with other leaders inside of your organization. There's all kinds of different methods to be able to make it easy on you so that your team continues to grow and thrive without you putting so much effort in. But for your first, it's just like a brand new baby realtor. They come on board and I tell them straight up, dude, your first year is going to suck. And if it doesn't suck, your first year does not suck, you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right.
I'll tell you, one of my guys that I had years ago in New Orleans, literally his first 6 months, I think he made like $16,000. And I'll never forget, he comes to the office. Now, this guy was driving every day to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to come sit down, meet in the office, and prospect with us because we were a very prospecting-based team at that time. And he's like, Anthony, he goes, man, and he left a job. He left a career. Like, I think he was making like $100-something thousand a year. It's a big thinker. You know, and he's like, man, I don't know, buddy. He goes, I made $16,000 in the last 6 months. And I was like, look, you know, and that's the great part about having a team of agents or a network of agents you could talk to. Yeah. As a single agent, even if you're a single agent who's a badass, you know, it's great to have these conversations with people and be able to network with them. But I'll never forget, we had that conversation. Man, look, I said, this is time on task, buddy. You're doing everything right. I mean, I cannot sit here and tell you, this guy would literally drive 1 hour each way to come sit in the office and prospect with us for 2-3 hours.
That's crazy.
Amazing thing is he learned a killer skill set. This sucker went, you know, from then on he only was in real estate for 2 years. I think it was a challenge for him, to be honest with you. But for 2 years, this guy consistently made over $300,000 a year. And now that was on a 50-50 team split.
Yeah, okay? Dude. Don't guys, one point, a little tip for you. Don't give a shit about your split. All right. Yep. Who cares? Exactly. Look at your bottom line, how much money you actually take home, what you put in your pocket. If you're only getting a 10% split, you can make over $100,000 a year in less than 40 hours. You're going to complain a lot. Maybe later, once you're actually there, but get your ass there first, right? Don't worry about the splits.
As a team leader, Dustin, you got to know your worth too. I mean, people challenge us that all the time. What makes you think you're worth me paying you this? And I'm like, man, let's compare. What have you done in the business? What have we done in business? What are we going to bring for the value? What are you going to bring for the value? I'll never forget, man. Some people would say, you know, what do I get for my money? And I'm like, what do I get for my money, buddy? I mean, to be honest with you, you know, it's equal. It's a 50-50 share of whatever we do. And I'm not talking money. I'm talking about time, effort, energy. Okay. And I'm a numbers guy. I crunch numbers all the time, but I know, I mean, we hear it and I've heard it a million times. 0% of zero is zero, you know, and that's it. And as a team leader, know your value. I mean, when people discount stuff, it's even as an agent, I'm sorry, you know, but there's discount agencies out there and good. If that works for you, great. But know your value, know your worth. Some of the most expensive people in the world don't cost, you know, I mean, the most valuable people, the wealthiest people in the world, they make a lot of money doing what they do because they're a badass at it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's finish our thought on building skill, because the first year is going to suck as a regular realtor, or it should. And if it doesn't, you either have absolute natural skill, an amazing sphere that is just going to give you a bunch of deals. But if you don't have those things, then it's going to suck, and it should. And it should. You got to earn your strike. But the same thing for a team leader. See, a team leader, it's a different job, right? So when we were talking earlier about who should become a team leader, when is a good time, and I had mentioned, like, it's not always the top producer. And the reason why I say that is because I've seen so many top producers move into a team environment and it implodes in their face. They fail because it's a different paradigm. Being a sales agent and going out there and being a high performance sales agent, executing on a ton of trades and becoming really efficient and good at that, that's one thing. But running an operation, running a team and helping other people grow, that's a different skill set. It's a completely different skill set, right? So your first year as a team leader, most of it is going to be, you're going to be putting systems together. You're going to be putting all kinds of different, moving parts, all the different systems that you need for your business. But I'll tell you straight up, most of the work that you're going to be doing is in here. Yep. And in here, most of the work is internal, because in order for you to, I have a saying, like, if you want more out of your life and your business than you have right now, you need to become the person that deserves that business and deserves that lifestyle. That means that you have to change, because if you don't have it now, you ain't that person right now.
Well,
and that's
dude,
okay. And that's
people,
okay.
It is, but people won't let go, man. That's a great topic. Dustin,
that's a totally different episode. Breaking patterns, right?
Well, the thing is, like they start a team, okay. And look, I'm not knocking you guys on this, but I mean, the fact is, you start a real estate team and you hire a buyer's agent, and then you still work with buyers, guys. That's where these, and I get it. We're creatures of habit. We don't want to let go. Burn the bridge. Okay, yeah, burn the boat. I'll tell you, it drives me nuts. I'll be honest with you, with team leaders who form a team and they continue to compete against their team leaders, their members. I'm sorry, but it's just no. And look, it goes both ways. There's no doubt about it. Look, but I mean, look, if you hire a buyer's agent, okay, if your true intention is to help that person, hires a buyer's agent, and as a team leader, you're still cherry picking your buyers. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. I
don't agree with that either. You're taking something out of somebody's mouth, and you made them a promise when they joined with you.
Well, you're just not all in, and it's okay. It's a line, but you're just not all in, and that's the difference between good to great. Okay, is when you decide to start, and you mentioned it earlier, Dustin, working in your business versus on your business. That's right. The game changer. And look, does it hurt sometimes? I mean, there's been times when I decided to make this shift and I went full bore and I didn't get into sales, and I'm like, damn, my income dropped by 80% in the last 3 months. But I tell you what, the 3 months after that, you're like, holy shit. And then you know what's really even cool about that, guys? You have freedom. You have opportunity. Okay, leverage.
Yeah. We're talking about pure leverage, right? The reason why Anthony love teams is because think about this. How many hours do you have in a day? You got 24. You can't make more. It's just impossible. You can't make more than 24 hours. But can you? You can't by partnering and aligning with another human being that has 24 hours. That's how you multiply and leverage your time. Right. So if you're able to provide those people with enough value that they're able to achieve their goals, they're satisfied, they're happy, they're in a positive environment, they're moving forward, and you get to move forward by helping other people. Now you're applying an extreme amount of leverage, right? Like my personal, I'm not bragging, but my personal best record is 843 trades in a year. I didn't do them myself. I did a handful, one handful. That's it. And it wasn't cherry picking. It was just friends and family. It's like, hey, Dustin, can you help me out? I don't want any of your agents. I just want you. I'm like, okay, sure, no problem.
Yeah, that happened. That happens.
That happens, right? But you cannot achieve greatness without focusing your energy on helping other people become great. You can, but it's so lonely. It
is, but let's just say, I mean, people create teams, and they instantly, when they create teams, they start hiring buyer agents. And look, that's a great model. That works. I've seen it work 1,000 times. Guess what? But the fact is, if you still work with buyers, that means you don't have enough time to continue to get listings, which do create the leverage and the team model that you're looking to do.
Let's talk about that, right? Because there's desire and necessity, right? So if you're, and I still want to talk about this one point, but there's desire and necessity, right? I desire to run a team. Why? Why do you want to run a team? Because you don't want to sell homes anymore? Okay, so if that's the case, then jump in and build a business and take a step back so you can take 3 steps forward, right? And that's what you're going to do. It's gonna hit you in the bank. It's gonna cost you a little bit of money, a whole bunch of time, and you're not gonna make a lot of revenues at the beginning, but now you'll have the ability to make even more than you could on your own. Awesome, right? So you have the desire, but at the end of the day, maybe you're a really, really busy agent and you land a lot of listings and you got a bunch of buyers and things like that, and you're just like, oh, I need more time.
Okay, Dustin, here's.
So now we're talking about necessity, right? So you can build your team based off of desire or necessity. It depends on who you are.
Well, look at this. So I'm gonna give you an objection that I hear all the time. Well, Dustin, I need to build a team because I have too many buyer leads.
Awesome. That's awesome. It's a good problem to have. Okay. By the way, buyer leads are effing easy to get right now. So every agent out there should have too many buyer leads, to be frank and honest with you. I wouldn't be building a team because you have too many buyer leads. They're literally 50 cents each, right? Like they're nothing.
Yep. So it is what you do with those buyer leads.
But what do you do with the buyer leads? Well, if you've got too many buyer leads and you're focusing on listings and you no longer want to deal with as many buyers and you want to get your time back, that's when you take a mentee under your wing. That's not hire a buyer agent. That's, for me, in my methodologies, I find somebody that's really, really hungry, that's ambitious, that wants to have a business like I have a business, somebody that aligns with my values, so that I know that when I'm providing something of extreme value, as opposed to somebody that doesn't align with my values and they don't want what I want. Well, how am I going to help them grow, right? So I look for somebody that wants to build a team. I look for somebody that's an entrepreneur. I look for somebody that wants to make $150,000, $250,000 a year. And I also look for somebody that's willing to earn the stripes. I'm looking for somebody that's willing to pay their dues. Like, one of the first things that I do is, okay, you want to be a buyer agent, you want to work with me and get all my buyer leads. I got a crap ton, but I'm not going to give them to you unless you're willing to go to work. So here's the thing. The next 5 deals, I want you to work buyer leads that I give you on a 25% referral. You're getting the 25%, and I'm going to coach you because I'm still going to do most of the work for you, right? And now we get you going. And if they don't want to do that, it's like, hey, then you don't want it. Then you don't want to learn from a master. And I'm not bragging, but I've sold thousands of homes. Like, obviously, if you want to sell thousands of homes too, you should probably tap into somebody that knows how to do that shit, right?
Yep.
So, and that's my first test. Do you want it bad enough? And if you don't want it bad enough, then next, I find somebody that does, right? That has a student mentality, that wants to be a sponge, right? That's the first thing. If I have too many buyer leads, it's an opportunity. If I want to build a business, right? But if you don't want to build a business, you don't want to manage people, you don't want to grow past where you are right now, then don't do it.
Well, I want to talk about
leads doesn't mean that you should be building a team.
That's exactly it, man. What happens is that team leaders instantly start getting too many leads. That's what I hear. Well, Anthony, I need to build a team because I have too many buyer leads. Well, where are the buyer leads coming from? Okay, because what happens is, if you need to pay attention to your cost of sale. So we're gonna push that back for a second. Also, you need to find a person who wants to work that type of business. Guys, if you just hire based on, I have a bunch of buyer leads, which, like Dustin said, is too damn easy. I could generate tens of thousands of buyer leads via Instagram right now. You know how many buyers agents I have on my team? 0. Okay, because one, I don't have a team. We have a network of agents that we're growing with together. But the fact is, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit here and build based on that. Okay,
I put 1,000 people in my database in 6 months last year, not even trying. Right?
Dude, like, my KV core right now has like 14,000 people.
Right. Yeah.
That part's easy. Okay.
Have leads. Don't
right. And even finding the right person is so important. Okay, because if you just bring on a person that wants to work leads, and and that's a huge part. So what I'm getting at, interviewing. I'll tell you, some of the best agents I've had in my team environment, I sat down and literally interviewed those people for multiple times before I said, hey, you know what, we're going to be in business together. That was huge. And I did learn that. That was a Keller Williams thing. RSTLM, Recruit, Select, Treat, Lead, Train, Motivate, was an amazing course that Keller Williams put together. I don't know if they even do it anymore, but I learned a lot from that, recognizing people who can be great. And look, I'm going to tell you, as a team leader, you need to be coachable, and they need to be coachable.
That's right.
If you hire someone that's not coachable, and you're not coachable, learning based, good luck.
You're screwed.
You're screwed. It's true.
Correctly is so incredibly important. It's probably one of the most important skills that you'll learn as a leader in this business, right? I can't stress this enough. This is why we repeatedly, like, okay, so you guys are tuning in. We're Mega Momentum Mornings. Ask your questions about team. You got 2 team leaders and coaches here that'll answer any questions you might have. But we're building out a international real estate network of real estate professionals, global, wherever our company is, we're going. And it's kind of like a team environment, but without being a team. It's more like a whole bunch of independent agents that are aligned and working together. But we are so incredibly stringent on who we invite and who we approve for membership in the network because of this very reason. You get the wrong person in the network and it's going to piss you off. It's going to piss them off. You're going to waste each other's time, and it's not going to work. So it's going to cost you more time and money hiring the wrong person than it is just to be patient and go through a step-by-step process to hire the right people. We are looking for entrepreneurs. We're looking for business builders. If you're just looking to sell a couple of homes, it's not a good fit. Right? If you want to sell 24 homes, now let's start talking. You want to start building a team. You want to build 4 income streams. If you want to build a lifestyle where you're getting paid while you're sitting on the beach, Now you're talking. That's us, okay? That's our team environment. That's our culture. You have to know who you are so that you can attract the people that are going to align with where you want to go.
I went to a class years ago, man, and it talked about the cost of a bad hire. And so prior to getting into real estate, I was a network engineer guy. I ran an IT network for the United States Army. And I'll never forget, we hired this one guy for our help desk.
Yeah.
And in this, it was a real estate class. They talked about hiring the right people, but doing a cost of a bad hire analysis.
Oh man.
Oh shit! I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I like this one guy who was like a help desk person, and I just got. And look, we played vague numbers here, and it was something like the cost of the bad hire was like somewhere between $3 to $8 million because of and like, oh, he couldn't figure out this. He had to write notes, lost his notebook, yada yada. Same thing in real estate because
I said $4 million. It's not just the cost and expense of hiring and training the person, then replacing them when they leave, which is expensive by itself. You're talking about opportunities on top of that, right? So you got cost and you have a missed opportunity cost.
Well, for example, what you take into account is like he was not really good at troubleshooting, okay, and so people would spend like he couldn't fix a computer within one day. It would be like 2-3 weeks, and I'd say, okay, the cost of sale of that person doing their job that they now limited, in the less. And it's the same thing in real estate. Same thing in real estate. I'll tell you a funny story. I mean, I had a guy on my team in New Orleans. I couldn't stand him. I just didn't like the guy. Okay, horrible personality, not my style personality. Kind of a know-it-all, and yet sold no homes in 9 months. And as a leader, that was my fault and allowed it to continue to happen. But that was the cost of a bad hire. And then you're sitting back like he's using AC, he's using the computer, electricity comes, and you break that down. In the grand scheme of things, as a leader, you got to know when to quit. You need to know when to fold them. They say, Kenny Rogers says, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. If you figure that part out,
it's. Positive energy can be an amplification chamber if you get enough people in the room and you can get them that way.
That dude, but this one guy, we had positive.
Let me finish this thought. Okay? Because when you said the bad hire and the guy was sticking around for 6 months with no sales and he was a know-it-all, the kind of bad attitude, what that
I think we might have lost Dustin, guys. I think we lost you, bud.
All right. Woo! I'm back. Do you know what the nice thing about the Caribbean is? It's the Caribbean. You know what the bad thing about the Caribbean is? It's the Caribbean. 1 second. Let me get Anthony back. All right, we're going to get Anthony back here. So we just had a bit of a technical difficulty. Sorry about that. So just lost the internet connection. So we're in the middle of talking team, and we got Anthony coming back in just uno momento. All right, let's rock and roll. Okay, he's coming back. There we go. Just got booted off there for a second. So yeah, we're just in the middle of talking team, and Anthony was probably talking for another 5 or 6 seconds there. But I wanted to talk about real quick, because Michael Morris, he's part of our network, and he's there's Anthony. Michael Morris was saying, I like buyer leads because they lead to listings. Well, you know what? That's awesome. That's perfect. That's amazing, because buyer leads do lead to listings. But it's also a perspective that normally newer agents have. So when newer agents, they join real estate and they get the business running, they typically will focus on buyer leads because they're easy. Because they're easy to get, they're easy to serve. Like, it's not that difficult to go out there and say, hey, would you like to look at some properties? And then they go out and let's open some doors and let's go see homes. Do you like this property? Yes, no, okay. Do you have a home to sell too? And you can build all kinds of different cool skills around buyer leads and things like that. All right.
It can lead to that.
Just totally got called out, dude.
Because
he's calling you out. He's saying you got scared being all by yourself.
No, it booted me out. I don't know what happened either.
It booted him out. He didn't run away.
With that said, though, like with the buyers, buyers can lead to listings. But I'll tell you, if you don't have the systems in place, we talk about all the time is orphaned clients. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of times when I was, really producing at a high level as a listing agent, those buyers would buy these listings that I had listed. And the fact is, the agent wouldn't follow up with them at all. And so we could swoop in. So, yes, buyers can lead to listings, but you got to work that buyer from, let's just say, the average move up time for a buyer to sell that home, maybe 3 to 5 years, depending on the market. Some people say 10 to 15 years. Are you willing to put in the work, for that long?
Of course. And you're right, because if you're doing a time analysis on your return on time on an effort, right, and you look at a listing versus a buyer is a lot more time. They're easier to access and they feel safer, and right. You don't need to really develop some serious skills as a representative on the buyer side as opposed to the listing side. As the listing side, it takes a little bit more effort to position yourself, to learn the skill set of expressing your value, and signing people up and getting them sold and all that. And it's a big responsibility, right? Because you're dealing with somebody's biggest asset. It's natural for a newer agent to get a little bit to kind of lean in the side of the buyers. But I'll tell you, as a team leader that's been doing this for a long time, the very first thing that I like to do is to teach people how to list a property. That's the very first thing. Because if you learn how to list a property, the listing is your engine. The engine in your real estate business is listings, right? And when you get listings, it begets more listings. And then you get a ton of buyers out of it. But if you just go after the buyers, it's a lot harder to convert into listings, right? So Michael's not wrong, and he's right. Like it's there's many ways to skin a cat for sure. But I did want to talk about that because it is important. I did it when I was new as a realtor, and I know better, and I still did it because it was more comfortable. I think that it's very important for you, if you guys are watching right now and you're a newer realtor, or maybe you're not doing the business that you want to do, focus on listings, build that skill set, learn how to attract sellers, learn how to close sellers, learn how to serve them, because everything else in this business becomes easy once you do that. And this is the timeline that I normally see with an agent, with a newer agent. They get into the business, they spend a couple of months learning the ropes and going through the learning curve. They get a couple of leads going, they get out there in the field showing some properties, and they start helping buyers, and they'll do a bunch of buyer leads, and they might pop off a couple of listings here and there throughout the year. Let's say this agent does 10 deals a year kind of thing for the first couple of years. After a couple of years, they'll start thinking, okay, I need to be more efficient with my business, and start focusing on listings as opposed to buyers, and then start elevating their experience and the level of experiences that they're delivering to their consumer. But that's 2 years. That's 2 years of not focusing on the one thing that will just literally amplify your business overnight if you learn the basic skills. Overnight, right? You want to take a shortcut? Learn listings first.
Listings and leverage. I mean, look, listings and it all comes from, from lead generation. Also, I'll tell you, guys, the number one quality that I will pride myself on was the ability to lead generate and stick to a schedule on my lead generation. And I'll tell you, that's been a baseline for our success when building a team, is having people who are listing based and then learning how to lead generate. And look, not everybody's great. I mean, we just had Brian Maurice on Mega Momentum live Tuesday. Brian started in the business on my real estate team back when I had the Homes+City real estate team specifically in New Orleans. Brian didn't want to lead generate. But see, his definition of lead generation and my definition of lead generation were a little bit different. But guess what? Brian does lead generate. He just lead generated differently. And there's nothing wrong with that. And as a leader, you got to accept that. If you have just hard-nosed, one way, my way, and that's it only mentality as a team leader, people will not survive in your model. Ultimately, the reason that Brian left the team was that he goes, hey, man, I was paying 25%. Anthony, I got this. I learned this. Great. Yeah. You want agents to grow and evolve and start their own thing over time, too. You got to be okay with that as a team leader. You're going to help people.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Here's the biggest mistake that you can make. Beat yourself up. Take it personally. Let it eat your soul when somebody joins your team and then leaves after a while. You did your job. You did your job. If they feel like they're ready to be on their own, then you did your job. But I'll tell you a little secret. They don't have to leave. They don't have to leave. If you set up your systems correctly and you give them more opportunity, the more they grow with you, they can make more. The only reason why they leave is management or money. And if they can make more money with you, even though they're still paying a split or even though they're still having an opportunity with you, like, for example, Anthony and I created a systematic approach to being able to help people level up their game and then not pay us anything at all, right?
Correct.
In order for them to get there, they have to earn their stripes. And we make money during that period of time. But as a team leader, we don't want them to leave, right? So we want to encourage them to stay and not just stay, but to grow. And so we built up systems inside our team environment, inside of the network environment, that makes it so that the only time somebody would really have to leave is because if they didn't get along with the leaders or with somebody else in the team. That's it. Okay. Otherwise, they still have an opportunity. And as a matter of fact, they have a bigger opportunity with us than on their own, unless they're a superstar, a lone wolf, and they can rock out their own real estate enterprise on their own, and they have that capability. Well, if that's the case, then more power to you, man. Like, we'll help you launch. We'll applaud you. We'll have a big ass party, and we'll wish you the best of luck, right? And we'll even race side by side, and we can be contemporaries. We'll kick your ass. We'll kick your ass, but we'll help you out at the same time.
So many factors in that, and I'll tell you, that's one of the things that was as a transition to the company, to EXP for me, to be honest with you, is that I had that model where I'd have agents, I'd train them up, coach them, and look, this is why I don't like brokerage. Number one reason I don't want to be ever a broker is because you instantly lose them. There's a lot of amazing companies out here. I felt like EXP was the best fit for us at this moment. But as a broker, when that person leaves and they go to the other broker, you just train them. Because what's going to happen is that other broker down the street is going to go, you know what? Leave that company and I'll give you a better split. And guess what? Instantly, all that training, all that experience, all that time, all that energy is gone for you. Okay? Now, you can bring a massive amount of value and change it. But I'll tell you, that's why I like a team environment, because you can train people up. And if you're with the right company, you never lose that person. I could tell you, like, I was at Keller Williams for a very long time. I trained up some amazing agents. I'm still great friends with them. And guess what? I don't get as much money, but I still get profit share. It's not a ton of money, but at least I still get something based on that work, guys. And that's why team environment, growth with the right company is hugely important.
It's very important. That's why you got to plug in the right platform into your business, because your team is your business now, right? And you got to think about attrition. You got positive, negative attrition. Negative attrition is you train somebody up and they leave your space and
they're gone.
They're
gone.
Right?
I see it with brokers, Dustin. It's crazy. I see it so much.
Yeah. It's tough, and and it hurts, right? It hurts. It does hurt because you put a lot of time and effort and you put your soul into helping somebody else out, right? And they're just doing what's best for them and their family, and you got to wish
absolutely.
You can't take it personally. But if you're part of a company like EXP, for example, right? You're going to continue getting paid. And as a matter of fact, if you did your job correctly and they leave to build their own organization, which you hope that they do, not only are you getting paid handsomely. Now, if somebody leaves your team and they want to build their own team, it's like, how can I help you? How can I help you grow? How can I help you? I know you just left, and I know that I don't make as much money off you, but you know what? At the end of the day, to be honest with you, Anthony, I don't like making money off of people. I like making I like being rich with my friends. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's because if you're making money off of people, it's a philosophy and that's a culture, and you're by yourself at the top of a mountain, and everybody else is running around, but you don't have loyalty, and you certainly don't have friendships and relationships and things like that can carry on down decades, right?
Well, you're making money with them,
partners. That's a different story.
It is. I mean, like, for example, Brian Maurice, guys, if you haven't watched his interview from Tuesday, go watch it on our YouTube, on our Facebook. But he's a prime example of that. Brian calls me, I answer, because the thing is, I still make money with him. Do I make my 25%? No, I don't. And look, I'm going to tell you, Brian was a badass. I made a lot of money on my first year with Brian, working with him. He learned a lot. He saw an opportunity to grow. Now, our intention as business partners now still is that I want him to continue that growth. I see extreme value. If Brian calls me, I'm going to answer that phone because I make money as he makes money, and that's the beauty of a team type setup, guys. And again, there's a lot of companies. Do your research, but I tell you, it's a big important part. If you're going to build a team, do your research with companies. Obviously, I'm biased on one. Okay, so if you want to talk about that,
you're biased for a reason because you made a selection, right? Like we shopped around. I did my research. I looked around everywhere. What is the very best platform for me to build the next phase of my career in? Running a team, building out a coaching program, and I picked EXP for a reason. Like I picked it for many different reasons. But you know what? It's do your research. If you guys want to chat, if any of you guys want to chat about building a team. And it's not an EXP pitch. We don't sell EXP. We don't do that. We align ourselves with business partners. But if you ever have a question about building a team or how to leverage your business or leverage your license into a business, we just want to help, man. We just want to help. Help out. No problem.
I told people that Tuesday, and and it was funny when I was before our call, I was taking my morning shower and getting my coffee ready. I was like, and I put out there, I was like, guys, contact me if you have questions about this. I'm here to help you at any level. How many people contacted me? I didn't hear from anybody. Okay, and I'm serious about this. Again, I have built mega agencies.
That's another team leader thing.
Oh no, it is. I'm like, damn, nobody called me. What the hell? And it's But see, I've built mega agent teams at two of the biggest real estate companies in the world that are the most team friendly. Keller Williams and EXP Realty. Obviously, I decided to make a shift one way. That was my personal decision. But look, if you're at Keller Williams, I was one of the first expansion teams at Keller Williams Realty, meaning that I had a team in multiple market centers. And I've ran with some of the guys who have now done it at a crazy level. I was years ago doing that with them. Now I've done it a little bit differently. So if you look at some type of comparison, if you say, hey, I'm at Keller Williams and I'm staying here no matter what, Anthony, I can tell you what I did. I am willing to share that. I'm willing to help people. Why? Because I like having conversations like this. We're all not going to be in the same company, but just like you guys talk to us to level up and have these masterminds, I want to have these conversations with you guys also. I love these type of conversations.
Oh yeah, I can do this all day long. Like
all day long. It's like
on the podcast. Can we do this for 24 hours?
That's what Michael said. Oh, you got scared by? He's like, Michael, no, buddy. Like, you see this yellow wall back here? I will talk to this yellow wall. Okay.
I will talk to this yellow wall about teams, right? And it's literally, you know what? There's a point that you made that I want to bring up because we're talking about people that maybe wanted to be on teams or maybe running a team. And I'm going to tell you a little secret from the years and years, decades that I've spent running teams. The people that are the hungriest are the ones that ask the most questions.
Oh,
the people that ask the most questions are the ones that call you 5 times a day. And they're also the ones that like, I'm sorry, Dustin, I don't mean to bother you. Like, dude, you are not bothering me. Do you know what my biggest pet peeve is? Somebody that says, I want to grow and I want to build a team, or I want to grow and I want to hit $150,000 a year, or I want to do X and I want to have this lifestyle, but they don't ask any questions.
I don't hear from them.
They're like, I don't want to bother you. I'm like, are you?
She's gonna know who I'm talking about her right now. But there was an agent when I had my team in New Orleans, and she paid me a lot of money one month, a lot. I mean, I'm talking like $6,000. And I'm like, I haven't heard from you all month.
I know,
why?
right?
Like, and I said, okay. I said, tell me this. This is how I coach people up. I'm like, write me a check for $6,000 right now. And she was like, well, I said, no, write me a check for $6,000 right now. And that's problem sometimes. When you guys are on a team, you don't look, the money comes out before you see it. But on a team, drive that damn team leader. If you're thinking about joining the team, drive that damn team leader crazy. I mean, drive them and hold them accountable to it. Because when I told her, I said, write me a check for $6,000, I said, that would show you how much you need to drive me crazy.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. And guys, look, as a team leader, I'll tell you, I'm not going to take your damn money. The fact is, if you're not willing to step up and learn from us, then you might not be the right person for it. It's not about making the money. It's about putting that intention, that purposeful intention to help people. And that's it. Because the beauty of our setup that Dustin and I put together, which is taking time to learn, guys. Look, I'm close to 20 years experience on building real estate teams. And look, again, I hate to say it, but it's like failing forward. I mean, it's just the way it is. And look, we're not perfect right now. I mean, Dustin and I have a conversation every single day about, hey, change this, do that. What can we do next? Where's the next opportunity?
Yep.
So, Michael, I knew when you said about questions, I was thinking about Michael. He's commenting. That makes me feel a lot better now. Laugh out loud.
Dude, that's good. Dude, like, I'm serious. I am so serious. I'm going to tell every single one of you that are watching this video right now, you need to tap into a mentor. You need to tap into somebody that's kicking your ass in business, that's living the life that you want to live. Right? If you want to learn how to sell thousands of homes and billions of dollars of real estate, build a team, leverage your license into a business, live wherever you want to live and operate off your computer and get paid stupid money to do it, well, maybe you should tap into Anthony and myself, right? Because that's what we do. And here's the thing. If you choose a mentor and you say, yes, that's the life that I want, and you are paying for that mentorship with your splits by being on a team or in a network like Anthony and I run, and you are not calling them all the fucking time, you're wasting your money.
Yep.
You're wasting your money. I'd rather you not pay. I'd rather you not pay me. I'd rather not make any money because, quite frankly, if you're not waving a flag saying pay attention to me, my focus is going to be on the people that are doing the work. Yep. Right? And you want my focus because my focus, Anthony's focus, your mentor's focus is going to be directly proportional to how much money you make, period. How much success you achieve, how much free time you achieve in a team environment or running your own team. Like if you're looking to build your own team and you want to leverage your business and you want to start living on the beach, get paid, well, tap into a mentor that's doing that or mentors that are doing that. Bug the shit out of them until you're living that life. And if you are not doing that, well, they want it. They want you to do that. I want you to do that. Man, I spend hours on the phone with my team. They're calling all the time. Michael's laughing. That makes me feel better because he's in chats with me and probably with Anthony too all day long. And guess what? Michael is going to, if Michael keeps on going in the speed that he's going and keeps on tapping into that level of experience, he's going to launch fast and he's going to do better than most other people. I can already tell just from the effort and the intention, the intensity that he's putting into his business by asking questions and going to work and taking action. He's going to be one of the superstars in our network, period. Like we've done this for a long time. I can tell, right? I've had somebody on my network before that, or in my team environment that says, oh yeah, I want to do this. I want to do this. And I send them an email or I send them a message on Messenger. I don't hear anything back for 2 weeks. I'm like, you're dead in the water, dude. You're done. Like you are not tapping in. You're not going to work. You're not taking action. And quite frankly, I don't have time. I'm not going to chase your ass. I'm not going to build your business for you. Here's the door of opportunity. I'll show you how to walk through it, but you got to do the steps, man. You got to do the steps. You got to come through.
No, for sure. That's how
it works, right?
It does.
Guys, we're at our hour. So if you're interested in learning how to build a team, we created a team environment. We created a network of real estate professionals, of independent agents that are working together in a super team environment, okay? So you get all our systems, all our training, our mentorship, direct access to Anthony and myself, and we will teach you everything that we know about how to build a team inside a network that is specifically built to help you build a business. Right, that's what we do, right? So we're running Mega Momentum as a coaching platform, but Anthony and I are also essentially team leaders in a global real estate network, right? We walk the walk. We don't just sit here and talk like a bunch of other coaches that have been there and done that, and I sold 10 homes, so I can teach you how to do the same thing. we do this every single day. This is what we're doing. So this isn't about learning from us. This is about working with us, partnering with coaches and team leaders that want to see you grow. But you got to do the work, baby. You got to do the work. And you got to tap in. If you're not willing to do that, don't join. Don't join. If you're not willing to do that, don't join. It's not going to be a good fit.
And even if you think it may be, look, that's always a conversation to have, because I mean, there's times when I'll tell people flat out, I mean, like a team environment may not be best for you, or, hey, I want to do a team environment, but I want to be that team leader. Like consulting, talking to, reaching out, masterminding, networking with great people who are like-minded that are better than you is never a bad thing. And again, we are offering that. Reach out to us. You can reach me, Anthony Dustin, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, comment below. We can set something up and chat with you about it.
Yeah, I had 2 meetings this week with people that want to run teams that don't want to join our company, that are not even part of the Mega Momentum coaching. Just reached out and said, hey, Dustin, I have questions about this. I'm like, here's a couple of tips for you. This is what I've done in the past, blah, 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 right? We want to help. We want to help you, right? So just reach out, tap in. We're here for you, guys.
Cool deal.
Wait, can I get you guys to do me a favor? Like our YouTube channel. We're almost at 100.
We're almost at 100. We're so damn close. That's like, man. I was like, shit, we're offering some good value here, guys. I mean, look, go share it for us, please. And look, more we're going to do this regardless if we get 1 follower or 100 followers. But the fact is, please share this on your face. If you find value in what we're offering, look, show some love. Please share this live on your Facebook. Please ask some friends to subscribe. Get us to that 100. We want to make sure we get the Mega Momentum name on YouTube. And look, we can continue to grow this. It's been fun. And look, we're just getting started. We're just getting started with this, which is amazing.
We're literally launching out this international network, and it's so much fun already. So much fun already. All right, so like us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram. If you're interested in building a team or learning how to build a team from inside a team, reach out to us. We are accepting applications right now for our global real estate network of real estate professionals. All you have to do is go to homesandcity.com and check us out and apply if you think it's a good fit for you. You can also check out the opportunity meeting that we run every single Wednesday. You can tap in and register for that. It's free. And then we can have a chat if you're interested in growing a business around your real estate license.
For sure. All right, guys. Have a great day. It's been amazing. Go get some more coffee.
Go crush the rest and have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you guys on Tuesday.